View or Jersey Shore or Kim Kardashian's new button plan or Two Girls in One Bucket on Pornhub. They're too cool for my channel, so I thought I'd spice it up a bit for your viewing pleasure. So today, we're gonna have an open discussion about like any kind of political or opinionated stuff and fighting with knives and martial arts and all sorts of cool manly shit. And you can interject your opinions or your bitches and fucking complaints and shit. But briefly, let's just stop for my awesome training montage and spectacular introduction. Yay! Let me get my training stones for weights. rocking with the wild things too. Doing the wild things. Yeah, guys, so I'm a survival knife enthusiast. If you can tell, I'm in my real form today. I've retransmogrified back into my Sasquatch ways. I originally didn't want to get into blades because it sounds shady. Cops are gonna be like, why do you have a shank on you? Sir, this isn't a shank, this is a bushcraft knife. I've blunted the tip, it's not gonna stab anybody. Well, Karen wants me to waste your tax dollars by penalizing you for something, so it's like the reason why I got into knives, I wanted to get into blunt force weapons like this. If you slip and fall, if you're being attacked by multiple people or a wild animal, this has nothing anymore. You can't put any momentum behind it. Something sharp like this, you still have a chance. Let me see some comments here. Ooh, the F, what the F? We're doing the wild thing. Get in that, but blood is not lacking. So yeah, guys, remember, most important thing to do is the wild thing. We're doing the wild thing. So welcome to my action-packed channel, everybody. We're doing the wild thing. what wild things drink. What's helping me keep immortal? We have earthworms, we have snail lard, we have crocodile eyeballs, all mixed up in a blender for the wild things. Actually, this is tea. It's a shitload of regular tea, green tea, and not enough lemons to make it taste good. It's got boiled turmeric and garlic in it, and some dried red peppers. Yum. First time I drank it, I was like, what the fuck, man? Then I started adding a shitload of lemons to it. It's pretty good. Now I'm just so thirsty out here in my true form that it's just tasty. So comment, talk shit, bitch, complain. Today we're gonna go over any kind of martial questions that you might have for a lifelong martial artist, but you know, kind of cheating since I'm, you know, a Sasquatch mofo. So I naturally have superhuman strength. But also, what's your guys' opinion about the Ukraine war? Are you guys realize that we're like this close to Armageddon, right? You guys realize it's very easy that Europe wants to fight Russia without the US's consent. And while that's going on, Trump is making tariffs like he should against the whole world, and that pissed off China. And China has a layout of our land because the Democrats were letting China, with their balloons and their drones, take pictures of all our forts. Allegedly. China has hackers that could get into the grid of our water system and our electricity. Meanwhile, America is dealing with internal infrastructure collapse and getting that back online. China could invade Taiwan because they might perceive it as weakness, that the USA is not backing Europe against Russia. And Taiwan makes the best computer chips in the world. We need Taiwan. As an American, I want Taiwan to know, hey, we don't treat you like China. This is made in China. We don't. If you're in the survival knives, for example, Work Tough Gear and K-Bar manufactures most of their stuff in China. Most of their stuff, in Taiwan. They make a good product. As Americans, we want Taiwan to be the epitome of what happens to show the world. When you leave your motherland and join us, you live a lot better. And so we want Taiwan to be like our little brother or little sister, you know? So I think that they're worth defending, but who am I? I'm probably too old to go and do the fighting and dying. So I understand. Now, I wanted to say something about Trump, please. Talking about this the other day with somebody else, let's say hypothetically Trump is making a huge mistake with all these tariffs and pissing off the world, right? In my opinion, it's the Democrats' fault. You know why? We got pushed to such an edge that he's obviously showed how genuine he is, how professional and earnest he is for our country. If he doesn't have the answer, nobody does. And this looks funny and goofy. I really am a martial artist. I'm not a blades weapons expert. I have blades for self-defense, but mainly camping and survival and building campfires in a camp. That's why they're all like heavy duty saber grinds. This is a chopping knife. It's not a stabbing knife. In martial arts, I'll give you a better example before I get to that. I heard a story about the military. I couldn't go to the military. I tried twice, and I don't deserve the notoriety of. There's so many better kids. I was a punk, and I went to go check it out with my friend because my living parent was, heckling me about it, and I had already had sports injuries too much. I guess you can get a waiver. Didn't know. Anyways,
there was a story about the military that this one boot camp, right? They had a team leader or whatever. You ever see the movie Full Metal Jacket? You remember how they had like the Private Joker, you are now the commanding, whatever, cadet or whatever the fuck they do. And they had some kind of occasion where they had the whole platoon or the whatever, they had an event where they had the dress for it. They didn't know what kind of dress they were supposed to wear. I don't mean a girl dress. I mean what kind of formal attire they're supposed to go to this. Well, they had to make a decision and they picked the wrong one. The drill sergeant was like, you guys fucked up, but I'm not gonna fault you because at least you made a decision. You didn't stand there with your thumb up your ass waiting for me to tell you what to do. You at least made a decision. In martial arts, with your adrenaline going and your coach yelling at you and all the combos that you practice, embedded in your muscle memory, in the heat of the moment, you have to make a decision. Let's say you crouched down and I saw that opportunity and I went for what's called a bolo uppercut. But you crouched down to do a left hook. And while I went to do a bolo uppercut, you went boom. So I'm like, can't fault me. It's life. I had to make a decision. I saw an opportunity and I went for it. And it was the wrong mistake. But in all earnesty, I was the only man for the job. Same thing is with President Trump. If America collapses, if we go down in flames, and even hypothetically, if this tariffs, the whole world deserves us to tariff them. They've been plundering us. If this is all a mistake and it backfires, I don't fault the man. He was the only one that could do that job. He was daddy of America, and we had to make a fucking decision. But we're that close to the precipice of Armageddon, guys. So I'm gonna read some comments after I just asked, hey, ask me a martial art question or give your opinion about the world economic or political warmongering spectrum. And I'm gonna get like, oh, you're dumb, fool. I'm gonna get like something stupid. And no offense, if you're a chick, it doesn't count. You guys aren't supposed to be political. Hello, guys. Yeah. Anyways, you guys rock. I'm glad you're here. So, Bowie knife fighting. So, I'm a martial artist and I'm supposed to know all this shit. I've never been to a Bowie knife fight. That's why I have all my limbs and eyeballs intact. But I'm the only person for the job to show you how it's done. So, see how the blade's facing away from me? This is a lanyard. I'm gonna put my thumb in it, the palm facing me, and then with the back of the blade, I'm gonna roll it into my hand. Now I have a good grip choking down. If I choked up here, it'd have less power. Now it has a lot of power. Now it's a big chopping weapon. I'm right-handed. This guy's gonna be right-handed. In knife fighting, one thing I know about it is it's like fencing with swords like in Europe. This is your most vulnerable area. A lot of people who anticipate getting a knife fight, they'll have like leather chap studded stuff on their wrist. So in case this or this gets hit, it deflects or it doesn't bite in or it's less of an injury. Back in the Wild West days, they weren't always trying to kill each other. A lot of times, when someone got wounded enough, the fight was over. I don't think it was all the time. I'm pretty sure they fought to the death. You're right. There was a law once upon a time in Europe that if you were dueling somebody and you went for a freaking stab, this is the kill shot. All this other slice shit, you might eventually live. That was bad. You might live from it. The impaling is the one that's going to get you an infection. That's the one that's going to make your shit mix with your blood and your intestines are all messed up. And you're going to end up dying like 3 days or a month later, very agonizingly. So, right-handed. I'm right-handed. You can hit the inside of his wrist. This is hard. Inside of the wrist, step forward, and hopefully I'm not very accurate there. It's not my art. Or generally fake. They come, fake, step back. See, look at this coming forward also propelled me back. In martial arts, it's a lot of your back foot pushes you forward, your foot pushes you back. If anybody was raised with video games like Star Fox from Super Nintendo, this is really old. It was a pilot game. When you pull down, your plane went up. When you pull forward, your plane went down. It's kind of the same thing. Same thing if you're gonna move laterally. Right foot moves you to the left. Left foot moves you to your right. Southpaw would be different. So, come back. Hopefully they took the bait and they thought you're coming and they went doom. So as you pull out, you hit the back of their hand. The back of their hand or the wrist. Boom, come back, hit the back of the wrist, come up and nick them. This is something you can't do with a kukri. I learned this from a channel called, right now it changed its name, War Child, with Jason Mowad. I like that guy. A lot of people think he's crazy. If you ever see that cat, he has what I call permanent martial artist syndrome. That guy's a real warrior. You know how I could tell? That guy stews in such unnecessary, self-inflicted, passionate negativity. I've seen that with every great martial artist. I've seen that with every person. There was this one dude, he used to be a Marine, and now he's like over 40 years old, still trying to fight, and his family's sick of it. They're like, dude, you need to work overtime. Dude, you need to like start trying to buy a house for your wife and kid. Dude, you need to stop spending all your money on steroids and tattoos. And he just can't put it down. And he's like, for how gung-ho and positive mindset military people are supposed to be, he's constantly fucking aggravated and has a vendetta against the universe. It's just self-inflicted poison. And it's a thing you have to live with if you're really going to be about that life permanently. Some people, like, they've been there, done that. Oh, they got a CrossFit trophy, a karate trophy when they were 9 years old, and they quit at there. A real martial artist, that shit sticks with their whole life. And they have this instinct where they're not vindicating something that happened to them in the past or yesterday or what might happen again. There's somebody they're going to run into trying to be civil and be law-abiding in defending other people if they're good people. You get the point. Like self-inflicted stomach poison that they're just stewing in all the time. Like wake up in the morning all groggy and drink coffee on an empty stomach all day, and you'll come close to feeling what those kind of people feel on a daily basis. So yeah, with knife fighting, so I hear, it's a lot of attacking each other's hands. Okay, now I'm not going to be liable for anybody getting killed if your adrenaline's like, get away from me, crackhead! Ah, boom. Sure, I mean whatever works, man. You know. But here's another technique. This instead of like coming like this and telegraphing, because they're just gonna go like that, you know. Shortest distance, the shortest time between distances is straight, whatever that law means. So if you ever telegraph, it's a feint. Same thing with martial arts. Maybe I know you're gonna block it. I'm gonna take the chance of hopefully not getting kicked in the face, and you block my jab and I went low and boom, I hit you in the gut, right? So, boom, I hit you in the gut, right? And then wait a little bit, try to do it one more time. Let's say he blocks both, it's fine. He blocked this, he saw it coming a mile away, boom, and you went down, boom, and maybe he hollowed out, and maybe it didn't really get anything. Do your thing. Kind of catch your breath, stay on the outside, especially if you're tall like me. Then start faking it. Raise your right hand, like throw a jab, come down, open your hand. Throw a jab, come down, open your hand, and come up top. You get the point. Or show you the short right hand and leap and do a hook. It's called a gazelle hook. So almost everything in martial arts or fighting, when you do something wide, it's to fake the guy out. It's gonna try to make him confident to counter it. Because a lot of times, when you'll get away with doing that, jab, cross, I blocked it. I saw you moving. So again, and then I'm going to start thinking instinctively, because everything's in milliseconds. That's your only move. Okay. So all of a sudden, I'm like this and keep blocking it. You fake down and went high, and then it went around my guard, boom, right in the temple and the ear. Fuck. It's a lot of split second. It's a lot of split second feints and being safe behind your jab. This is really safe. It's just one technique. And unless the guy's cowering and you know he's hurt, and you like people when they start bombing on him in the corner, a lot of your combos are just going to be 1-2s, 1-2-3 tops. Because one fake, 1-2. That's easy to block. It's always. Remember your feints. You have to close the distance. Unless you're a counter fighter, sometimes they'll come to you. But it's usually closing the distance, usually with a jab, usually with like some kind of oblique kick. Closing the distance and an escape plan. The most typical example of this is someone going jab, cross, hook, block. Or jab, cross, block. Or hands up with your eyes open. Because if you attack me, my first instinct is to come back with something. So closing the distance, executing what you have in mind, and then escape plan, bailing out. Escape plans are anything from, the most simple one is block, or stepping back, stepping out of the action. Or some people are advanced, 1, 2, and they kind of duck under. Got to be careful in MMA because something like Cyborg Santos, the guy, not the chick, I think there's 2. He got kneed in the head. He went, rolled under. And Michael Venom Page, who's almost as sexy as me, he kneed him in the face, kneed him in the head. And basically, the guy lived because we live in the era of modern medicine. But it literally caved in his skull. I mean, literally, the X-rays got caved in. You might as well throw a cannonball at his head. Straight up, kneed him right in the head. Another lesson in martial art. Boxing's different. I love boxing, but there's more of a rule set, and I think boxing's more manly than MMA because in MMA, you could be the better person than the guy. You could have ate your Wheaties. You could be more well endowed. You could have a better heart than the guy. And if you're only a striker and he takes you down and lays on you, it's like guns versus bow and arrows. But a general rule of martial arts is in wrestling, not always, not with shoots and takedowns, but generally the person whose head is higher than the other one. I'm not talking about natural height. In wrestling, usually the person whose head is higher is the one winning or has an advantage. For example, if you get me in a guillotine, like a headlock, and I somehow get high like this, you're like this now. You went from here like that. And then I'm here, I got a waist lock, and you're all like this behind my head, losing the grip, right? Got a waist lock. If I'm badass, I'm gonna fucking pick you up and slam you on your head like a fucking, we called it a Northern Lights suplex in pro wrestling. I don't know what that's called in amateur or whatever wrestling. German reverse German suplex. I don't know, like a German suplex. But you get the point. So it's a lot of engaging. I mean, you have to eventually engage, or if this guy's a wrestler, I kind of want him to come after me, like oh, he shot in on me and I sprawled on him. If you don't know what sprawl is, it's basically like when the guy's tackling you and you shoot your legs out and you put your stomach like on the back of his head and put all your weight so that he was going to tackle you and now he just collapses on the ground. So this hat is really hot. So I just killed the video because this is the main. I just untransmogrified out of my real form, guys. But California is eternal summer, so. But yeah. Let's see some comments. Oh, you're weird, fool. Oh, you're stupid. Oh, let's see. Hi, how you guys doing? And I need real glasses. I could barely see. So yeah, guys. You guys want to see how it looks over here? One, this ain't my mess. Fucking assholes. I have a message for people who litter. You're pieces of shit, man. Like, fucking seriously. You're the kind of people that kill it for everybody else. They're gonna start closing down parks. You can't make campfires. You can't come here with stupid fat kids and wait around or whatever because of assholes like you motherfuckers, dude. Stupid. This is why Native Americans fucking hate you. Fucking assholes. But yeah, don't fucking litter, you know? I mean, dude, I'm the most like borracho, heavy metal son of a bitch. I don't fucking litter, dude. I keep all my shit to myself. But you're just tuning in. I was giving anecdotal old boomer advice about martial arts and shit. Been a lifelong martial artist. I guess nobody cares, but. Oh. So guys, you're probably bored, but let me know in the comments what you give a shit about, like the war. You know, we're almost at World War III. Any kind of martial arts and shit. Somebody asked what band is playing in the video. I just played a band called Soldier, and the song was called Cheryl Lee. That's like the theme song so far. Soldier used to be Alien Heat, and Alien Heat's version of the song Cheryl Lee was more fitting for my channel, but it's you can't find that song anymore. It's kind of sad, like how history is being erased and nobody's writing anything down. And even in my time, I'm seeing a lot of things evaporate. The second song was from a band called Axe Hammer, and the song was called Wind Rider. Wind, like the wind. Rider, like riding a motorcycle. So yeah, good shit, guys. But enough about looking at my fucking ogre ass. Maybe you want to see some scenery. So again, here's bitch asses that fucking litter. They ain't my shit. That's my shit that I'm about to put back. All of this will be bone dry. This was raging rapids the other week when it was raining 3 days straight in Southern California. This is Idlewild. This will be bone dry by the summer or before. So take a look at this, because we're about to have more rain coming. And when if I do come back right after the rain, this will look like it is not survivable to cross. There's no such thing as global warming. It's cyclical cycles. I proved that by channels. I'm not expecting you guys to review archived hours of my channel. I've been coming here for about half a year in my videos. This was bone dry. I mean, like, this was just, everything was dry as a rock. There was no mud. It was all like white sand, and you get the point. And now it's full again. There's no such thing as global warming. Also, take a look at how I was saying, okay? Let's say worst case scenario, guys. Let me repeat. Worst case scenario is Europe wants to fight Russia without us, okay? And without our consent. So while they're busy destroying each other, and Europe is stupid because they need Russia for oil and I think electricity, right? At the same time, since the Democrats have been allowing China to throw spy balloons over our land and drones, taking pictures of the infrastructure and the layout of the land, And allegedly, China has hackers that can infiltrate our grid system and turn off our electricity and water. And while America is busy getting that back online, they invade Taiwan. And I explained why we need Taiwan, why we want to make Taiwan feel welcome into our empire, and I'm sure they are enjoying it. Ukraine is fighting so hard because they wanted to join our empire. We own NATO. No, NATO doesn't. NATO is like a fucking flea on a dog. We do all the spending. You know, I'm not taking anything away from the warriors of Ukraine. I'm not taking anything. I mean, Slavic people are badass, dude. It's just you're using our javelins, you're using our drones, you're using our weapons, America. And I'm sorry, guys, but you haven't been following what's going on. We can't afford to take care of you guys. We had these stupid fucking Democrats beating the shit out of their own civilians with COVID lockdowns, losing your business and stuff. Everything's super expensive. Gas is $1 billion a gallon. Another fucking chemtrail possibly over there, if you can see it. Yes, I'm a tinfoil conspiracy theorist. I don't care. You get the point, man. America has some fucking problems, and people are sick and tired of wiping the world's ass. And they want to be able to take their kids to like fucking Disneyland, Castle Park, the Pizza Factory, going to see sporting events and shit without being afraid of getting fucking blasted by a freaking it's like active shooter or some shit. USA's got some fucking problems, and we're sick and tired of wiping the world's ass and having to be everybody's nanny. So we're trying to fix our own shit, and everybody plunders us with tariffs. So that's why Trump is busting out tariffs, and I just explained in this video why he's the best thing. He's the best thing we have going. Like I'm not trying to just be a sycophant. I'm saying there's nobody else that's gonna do that job. He's dad. If he fails, what could we fucking do, dude? We're already backed into a corner. So we have to do something. And sometimes in the heat of battle, there's counterattack. We have a plan. The whole world knows it because he has to announce it to the people to reassure us he's going to do what we hired him to do. And anyways, if this grocery stores during Armageddon or World War III, right? Imagine this again. They're out of toilet paper like COVID. They're out of bottled water. Everybody's fighting over the last can of pork and beans. This would be your drinking water. You get what I mean? I don't know where you live. I live in the desert. This is a limited time offer. This is all melted snow from up in Idlewild. It's all melted snow from a place that killed a famous hiker. I forget this guy's name. I could Google it. So many years ago, a world-class retired something who became a hiker. He died in Idlewild, man. Or he died in San Jacinto Mountains, man. It's a really crazy story. You can see it on Mr. Ballin. Mr. Ballin, type in Mr. Ballin, San Jacinto Mountains. And if you click on a picture of like a dude walking, or it'll say like viewer discretion advised, like confirm, I believe, if it's still doing that, unless like Musk and Trump made everything free speech and everything that's supposed to be on social media. It's not Mr. Ballin's fault. So, I mean, like, this is a deadly place, guys. In the summertime, it's so itchy. There's nowhere to sit. There's poison oak everywhere. There's been mountain lions spotted. And yeah, whoop-de-doo. But this is your water source. There's nothing to eat here but eventual cactus. But, I mean, some people are investing in Bitcoin. Some people are investing in gold. I say if you have a fort, invest in canned food. I'm always saying the same shit, guys. If you're new to all this, canned food, you want to also get canned fruit because you don't want to get scurvy. You want to have like athletic tape and alcohol in case you cut your bandages. You need something to wipe your ass with because you could die of mud butt. And if you don't have a firearm, I would recommend that you get what's called the Mossberg Maverick 88 and do not get mini shells. I repeat, unless you get the adapter and if you know, shit like that. I just don't fucking get mini shells. Get all that shit while it lasts, because just after COVID, it was hard for me to find slugs and double aught buck. All they had was mini shells and bird shot. But I eventually got that Maverick 88, and I'm really happy. Maverick 88 is basically the most reliable budget weapon there is. But I want a Glock. Well, that's $600 or $700. That would be $500. Maybe you could find it at a pawn shop for that much, but because of Bidenomics, that shit is probably $800 fucking dollars now. So, and also the other upside to shotguns is this. Now, you might call me a conspiracy theorist, a tinfoil hat guy. Why would a drone come threaten you? Why would a drone come threaten you? Maybe some asshole has a fucking drone. He's encroaching your air curtilage, your property, to view and fuck with you, or knows how to drop a napalm bomb on your shit because society's going to shit and he wants your chick and your food. What if the government's doing that to you because of like Waco shit? What if you said some shit online and now we have Democrats in office, like in Europe, how they're like, oh my God, you're saying that illegal aliens aren't allowed to SA our women in the streets. You're not allowed to say that on Facebook, and you can't have kitchen knives because the illegal aliens, they're rightfully tempted to use that on you, and you're just supposed to be a cuck bitch and take it. What if we get into a grid down society like that? What if you end up like David Koresh just because you're a freedom-loving badass motherfucker like me? I'm not saying I'm not saying he was a badass because I heard he liked like fucking young girls and shit. That's, you know, that's always wrong. But I'm the kind of motherfucker that I worship free speech. That the Lord does. He allows us because he's all about free will. And free speech and the right to bear arms is what makes the grass grow. It's what keeps you from being a cuck bitch. You want to live in a society where you're like, oh my God, I gotta be politically correct and conform with the cookie cutter normies and watch what I say. That kind of shit, trying to be liked by everybody, trying to get along by everybody, being Mr. Normal and shit like that, that will make pussy drier than that shit in the fucking summer. I'm trying to help you fuckers out, dude. You want to like, dude, you don't get chicks. Motherfucker, you'll cry if I show you this fucking screenshots of my Wild Things endeavors. You know, freaking A. And I'm just here to help somebody out, dude, because I come from Generation X times. We didn't have to like docile ourselves and wait till it was our turn to chicks got done gallivanting their butt on social media. We just partied like it was 1999. You guys missed out on that. I feel very sorry for you millennials. Some of you woke up and realized you fuckers are smart because you always had the internet to library shit. You know, you guys are really ahead of us in that. We had to learn things by, some of us became boomers because we didn't have access to that knowledge. But what I'm just trying to say is the world is on the precipice of really about to take a fucking shit, guys. And everybody is still just, whacking off the prawn hub or sitting and watching fiction and looking at people like me like I'm weird. If there's a zombie apocalypse and shit, your Dodge Charger, your skinny boy fuck boy pants, your stupid need for fucking hair gel, it's all gonna go in the trash, dude. And some weird motherfucker with an A-Team van and a Mossberg 88 with stored food and water, he's gonna basically like, your chicks are gonna be like, I'm sorry, honey, but you suck, Like, I thought you were cool, but they're gonna, straddle the steed of the prepared one and gallivant into the sunshine until, it all plays out. So I hope you guys understand what I'm saying, because because again, we're on the precipice of everything about to take a fucking shit, guys. I repeat, if Europe wants to fight Russia over some bullshit, you understand the what do you call it? The aristocrats or sycophants or aristocracy or the kingdom of the fucking globalists and the European Union and all that shit. Fucking Bill Gates and all those fucking evil fucks. They're making money off of our blood. They're warmongers, dude. And if Europe wants to fight without America's approval, and if China wants to get jiggy with it, and Trump, who rightfully tariffed the world, and everybody's busy dying and fighting in world war, I mean, you educate me. Is our military industrial complex gonna gain off this shit? We're not even giving them weapons anymore. We can't afford to piss off Russia, man. You guys don't understand how fucking badass Russia is, dude. Those are some real fucking men. They wrestle bears for fucking fun. They invented the Kalashnikov or whatever, AK-47. You're getting your ass whooped by that shit. Us Westerners are party animals. We have to like torture ourselves in boot camp in the Marine Corps and get full of our own pride and be fucking like full of our own shit, you know, to fucking summon up the skill and adrenaline to fight something like the fucking Russians, dude. And that's the end of the fucking world, dude. And it's just something that we can't afford to fuck with right now, dude. There was a meme showing how, like, it was like, oh, how dare Russia put their country near all of our military bases, basically meaning like we're the imperialist West. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. Just saying we're the ones that are warmongers and trying to stake our claim on the whole world. They have too much land to know what to do with, man. And they're not our enemy, and we don't have to make them. It doesn't seem like it. Like, oh, you know, I'm done on that trip, man. But where was I going with this shit? The world could take a fucking shit really soon, guys. All this shit could go down where the grocery stores don't have toilet paper or water or canned food anymore. You didn't get that Mossberg Maverick 88. And now there's riots in the streets. You can't really drive anywhere. And you realize the only thing that you have in your house to defend your family is a tactical plunger. And you haven't been eating for a while because you have to save food. And now your fat wife is starting to look mighty good. And the police are too busy. They're too busy guarding the rich areas and all that kind of shit. And that's a tangent. I'm not being negative on cops. I believe that we're wasting police talent by them having to constantly acquiesce to Karens to enforce superfluous violations and mandatory gentrification patrol. And I think that they should just tell Karen to fuck off because it's going to exacerbate tension between authorities and people who, you know, grew up on the wrong side of the tracks and are just poor. And anyways, the authorities are going to be too busy to fuck with you. People think that when someone busts a home invasion on their shit, when the Night Stalker, Richard Ramirez, appears in your house out of nowhere, that calling the cops is going to do jack fucking shit. Do you know what Richard Ramirez used to do? Richard Ramirez had a uncle who was a Vietnam veteran that used to brag, boast, and show pictures of him mutilating and SAing women in Vietnam. He taught Richard Ramirez how to creep up on houses without making a noise, how to break into stuff. Richard Ramirez would appear out of nowhere, shoot the man in the head with a .22, and then he would hop on the woman. He would lock the kid in a room with just hearing the woman getting tortured, right? Strangle the woman, doing all this crap. Then, after he was done getting his kicks off for the day, he had one more trick. At gunpoint, he would make the woman swear her soul to Satan, then shoot her in the head. And then he would whack off all over their floor. You can YouTube this shit, Google it. These kind of people exist. And if society takes a shit, you're going to realize you have a liability called chickies in your house. They're an asset. They're a precious commodity. Evil people want them too. And you didn't save canned food. You're dependent on your neighbor for borrowing shit. You don't know if he's some sicko. You didn't take my advice and get your Maverick 88. You weren't patriotic. You didn't take shit for, you took all this shit for granted. You didn't hop on the MAGA train. You didn't say your prayers and take your vitamins and pray for God's favor and peace and glory upon our badass freaking land. You didn't want to hop on that bandwagon, and now there you are, and you see some scary ogre fuck like me, and you don't know what the fuck I'm up to, but all you know is you heard I was the weird guy that has all that shit that could easily take that shit from you when you least expect it. And that's not my style. I'm just illustrating a fucking point, man. So do me a favor, and if you're an antagonist or you're talking shit, do me a favor and sit there and just watch your fucking fiction and eat your fucking lard and have your stupid beta soy boy ass fucking bitch hobbies and then call people like me a fucking weirdo. So as shit goes down, fuckers like me are more valuable, and we get to inherit all the chicks willfully and do them a favor by extracting them from a soy boy cuck like you and show them what a real benevolent fucking MAGA crusader can fucking do in perilous times. Now, I'm not necessarily the most Bear Grylls, tactical Ted Nugent, badass mofo, but I'm the only one like in Southern California trying. So when I take over this bitch like Snake Plissken's or whatever in the movie Escape from LA, don't be fucking surprised that you should have subscribed. So anyways, back to the point of the fucking matter. Again, I repeat, this video is like a beacon. The world may take a fucking giant shit. Either Putin and Trump and Musk are all gonna hold hands and skip to the sunset with rainbows and unicorns, and everybody gets on board and the economy gets better and we start driving monster trucks and shooting beer cans like Kid Rock. Either, and then we just ignore Europe and we just let the Democrats look stupid and we just let all that ship sink and we go off into the sunset as victors. Or, you know, Europe wants to fight Russia by themselves, kill all their people because it makes the warmongers rich. And at the same time, China attacks Taiwan. And we need Taiwan. I went all over this shit. But you guys were busy watching Pornhub or whatever Kim Kardashian's new butt Botox is doing, all this fiction and godless heathen ass shit. So, I mean, fucking there you go. When everything hits the fan, everyone was like, yeah, that dude's kind of fucking belligerent and obnoxious, but they took my advice. They went and they said their prayers, they took their vitamins, they got their MAGA hat, and they started praying for God's glory out of all this shit. And they got their Mossberg 88, and they stored their canned food and water when all the shit, because Occam's razor says, eventually everything takes the most horrendous fucking shit. Occam's razor says whatever is likely to go bad will eventually go bad in fucking history. Genghis Khan is coming. Plague is coming. The sun is going to fucking set. And you just, oh man, that guy's weird. I changed the channel. I'm just gonna sit here and my crusted filth whacking off the 2 girls and 1 horse, or Paris Hilton's new sex video, or whatever Colin Kaepernick is doing. You guys didn't want to hear my fucking advice. But to the ones that did do my advice and got their little Mossberg and their house in order, you're gonna be like, I'll tell you a story. You're the women folk of your house, your kids, they're gonna treat you like the ultimate warrior. Let me give you a story about the Ultimate Warrior. The Ultimate Warrior was the most inspirational pro wrestler of the 80s, in which all the other fat fucking lops and ogress fucking walrus ass boring sons of bitches when I was a kid were so jealous of the Ultimate Warrior, talk shit to him to this day. Fast forward till a billion years when they're all old and they all got inducted in the WWF Hall of Fame. So you have all these other crustacean fossil pro wrestlers, all emaciated and fucking stupid, fatter and uglier, and they're sitting there bitching about how they got into drugs and how being a pro wrestler was so hard, right? And their their kids and their wife were in the audience, all sad and depressed because the dad was never there. He was screwing other chicks. He never saw the kids' ball games or quinceañera or prom or whatever. And then when the Ultimate Warrior got on stage, he did shit with his life, and everybody was like, "Whoa!" They were belligerently. They might as well be like, "Slayer!" Like, dude. And then, his wife and kids were like crying, dude, in happiness. They love that man. You know why? Because the Ultimate Warrior. This is what he used to do. This is how the Ultimate Warrior died. He's like 55 years old, and he was like, "This is the 30th day in a row I've been getting up at 3 o'clock a.m." He would get up at 3 o'clock a.m., work out hard as fuck as an old man, drinking a whole pot of coffee, so that he can make time for his family and enjoy his retirement with them. And he would get his me time out of the way. Always productive, always fit, always great looking, just like us, just like me and my subscribers. And his wife and kids fucking adored him, man. And he ended up dropping dead of a heart attack from that shit. But imagine the kind of dude his chick is gonna have to look for to replace him. She don't want that shit, man. That's, you know, you just have to cryogenically freeze a man like that for later days to show future generations how to be great. Just like me and my subscribers who followed my advice and got their Mossberg and they got their canned food and they didn't whack their little dilly to Prawn Hub or care about what Paris Hilton is doing with her ass or Kim Kardashian or other forms of fiction shit. And because they could never step in the ring with a person like me or have the balls to chase the women I did or care about more macro important matters in the world, their sad couch potato fucking ass didn't say their prayers, didn't take their vitamins, didn't buy that fucking Mossberg. And then when shit hits the fan and everything's all Book of Eli, Apocalypse, Mad Max, people like them are going to inherit their willfully giddy and gleeful chicks that are even in more shape, better shape from all the starvation and having to walk around and you know, fetch sandwiches and shit for their fucking ogre that's obsolete. Because obsolete compared to me and my subscribers. Because again, we consecrated this land to God in prayer. We got our MAGA hat. We bought that fucking Mossberg. We subscribed to my channel, and everything in the end will then be total fuck yeah, you know. So this was you know, Get Ready Radio with Pastor Jag Panzer. I mean Nacho the Squatcho. And we're gonna go back to our usual format of radio and some whoop ass shit. I'm gonna show some Bowie knife fighting tactics. I'm gonna explain some martial arts shit. Because that's what the wild things fucking do, man. We don't fucking sit there in our crustated shorts like all the people who are my detractors and antagonists that don't buy the Mossberg or dedicate the country to MAGA. We're gonna sit there and, you know, care about what Kim Kardashian's doing with her butt or what Colin Kaepernick is doing, watching The View and shit like that, and freaking trying to hide their Kamala 2025 poster from the Chad in the lifted monster truck who's washing his Corvette with no shirt on, that his chick, you know, actually put down the book 50 Shades of Grey for a while to view when he's, you know, off at work being a fucking simp and a fucking human ATM machine for no fucking reason. So here, I'm going to go back to Red Pill Radio or whatever the fuck I call it. Crusader Steel Radio. MAGA, fuck yeah. You are watching the most fuck yeah ass shit, motherfucker. America MAGA, fuck yeah, steroids, patriotism, and all sorts of fuck yeah shit. Let's get back to business with fucking Bowie knife fighting tactics and be all you can fuck yeah. Bear with me as I reset the phone. Fuck it. Nobody's watching right now because they're all bitches. If you're watching and you liked and shit, you're fuck yeah. Be all you can fuck yeah. Fucking phone. Hey, sweetie, if you're watching this video, please text my phone again so I can find it. Be all you can fuck yeah. Fuck yeah. Hey, some of you guys lack fucking testosterone up the ass. Who doesn't want to get belligerently fucking hyper and morbidly homicidal, suicidal, and genocidal for the Lord and for Mr. Trump? Oh my God, you're a right-wing terrorist. Fucking bitches. I live in a bitch-ass age, but I'm happy to live in a bitch-ass age. There's so many bitches nowadays. It makes a fucking joker scrub like me an inadvertent fucking alpha. It's too fucking easy. Back in Gen X times, when everybody, dude, back where I come from in Gen X times, everybody either looked like a fucking cholo, a straight up G thug, or a fucking skinhead. This is some scary motherfuckers. And you couldn't whip out your cell phone to incriminate your assailant or to call the cops on the Zodiac killer. You had to have some balls and you had to have the mental wherewithal to be ready. And people wanted to be all they could fuck yeah. And I just don't see that anymore. Nobody, you guys are eating too much soy. You're some docile fucks. And if you like this video, you're following, if you agree with everything I say, know that it's too easy for us to rule the world right now because people are being some docile Hammond Ager carbon copy, simple monkey ass fucking living, cookie cutter, soy boy ass fucking bitches. For fuck's sakes, man. So let's listen to some fucking music and we're gonna talk about martial arts. Be all that you can, fuck yeah, fuck yeah. Up the irons, say fuck yeah, keep on rocking in the free world. Simple math. Woo, I'll tell you what. What are people texting you about? Hold on. I've gotten poison ivy so many times. You fucking fuck. That was bad for Blade. Oh, for cheap Chinese steel.
Beyond the sands of time, within the realm of the mind, there is a land where life and death are ruled by steam. Out of this land, 5 conquering heroes arose to make their stand. Throughout their journey, they staked their claim that they were the warlords by the name Medieval Steam.
Every vital piece of equipment that we have here uses spectrum.
Sucks.
Fire and wind come from the sky, from the gods of the sky. But Crum is your god. Crum, and he lives in the earth. Once giants lived in the earth, Conan. And in the darkness of chaos, they fooled Crum. And they took from him the enigma of steel. Crum was angered, and the earth shook. And fire and wind struck down these giants, and they threw their bodies into the waters. But in their rage, the gods forgot the secret of steel and left it on the battlefield. And we who found it are just men. Not gods, not giants, just men. And the secret of steel has always carried with it a mystery. You must learn its riddle, Conan. You must learn its discipline. For no one in this world can you trust. Not men, not women, not beasts. This you can trust.
Siri, what is the riddle of steel?
Like, oh my god, this is the year 2025. Like, we're all about soy boys and tight, skinny fuckboy pants. We're not cool like that. You know that you know.
You guys want to know what the riddle of steel is? It's the least I can do. Steel's pretty strong. But what is steel without the flesh that wields it? What is flesh without the spirit that moves and inspires and invokes the movement of the steel? From whence did the spirit, from where did the spirit come from? Who did it originate from? And why does he live above Crom? That is the riddle of steel. To those who don't believe, it's never to be answered. But to those who know, they already know. I bet I heard something out there. I bet it's Karen's. You stay right there. I gotta make sure. I gotta transmogrify back in my human form. There might be typical Californians to come and be like, oh my god, what's that guy doing? That's the end of the video, guys, because we have ostensible Karens coming up the irons. Say fuck yeah, keep on rocking in the free world. It's simple math. Peace out, guys. Watch the video.